And with that, I want to now bring in legal analyst and trial attorney Misty Marris. Misty, good morning to you. Man, big couple days here. What do you think? I mean, by the end of proceedings today or tomorrow, will we know whether or not the Menendez brothers have been found suitable for resentencing?
So it's ultimately going to be up to the judge. And at the hearing, provided it goes forward, because keep in mind, the district attorney has asked for a continuance and to await the decision of the parole board, who prepares what's called a risk assessment report. And that looks at their post-conviction record as far as whether or not they pose a risk to society, rehabilitation efforts. So all of that is in a report which the district attorney had said is complete and would like the court to consider as the resentencing hearing moves forward. But Markey, provided the resentencing hearing moves forward today, or even if it goes forward at a later date, there's going to be a focus not only on the underlying facts of the crime, right? Everything we heard at that trial, the horrific facts of what happened that day with the murder of Jose and Kitty, but it's also going to focus on post-conviction analysis, meaning there's a new cultural light shown on victims of childhood sexual abuse. Was the sentence unduly harsh? Now, looking back on it under today's current atmosphere. Also, what's the post-conviction record of the Menendez brothers? Have they been rehabilitated? Are they a threat to society? What have they done while behind bars? They've led meaningful lives, the defense will argue. So we're going to hear a rehashing of what we heard in the trial, but then we're also going to hear about their post-conviction record. And that's going to be the focus for the resentencing under this California law.
Yeah, and you bring up the fact that late last night, Los Angeles District Attorney Nathan Hochman asked for that continuance in the case. I'm curious, how do you predict the defense will counter that request today?
So many had thought that this hearing would have been kicked back to June because there is a parole hearing that's going to happen on June 13th, and that relates to one of the other paths to freedom. So keep in mind that under the resentencing statute in California, that's one path the Menendez brothers are pursuing. A separate path, completely different standards, lies with an application to the governor for clemency, to commute their sentence. And what the governor has done is kick that over to the parole board, who does that risk assessment and basically says whether or not the Menendez brothers have shown that they are sorry for their actions, have they been rehabilitated, are they a threat to society, and there will be a score placed on that, and that's what the risk assessment is. So many thought that with this resentencing hearing, it may get kicked back regardless because the court would want the results of that risk assessment. You know, that didn't happen because Nathan Hochman came out strong, contesting the resentencing hearing altogether. Yeah. So I do think that we could see this getting kicked back, maybe not until June, but until the court has time to analyze the results of what the parole board found.
I know you just laid out a couple other options that they still have on the table if nothing changes this week. But before I let you go, if nothing changes and they're not found suitable for resentencing, do you really think that that's going to kind of be the nail in the coffin for their chance at freedom, Misty? I mean, after all of the hype around these Netflix documentaries, it almost kind of seems like it's either now or never for these brothers.
Yeah, so there's three different paths and three different standards. One is what's called a habeas corpus petition. That means let the body go. That's what it means in Latin. It means that they're unlawfully imprisoned. That is the highest standard in the law. It's based on newly discovered evidence. It's very unlikely that they'll be successful on that path. Mm-hmm. Here, what we see in this resentencing hearing is based on a California statute, which allows the court to review sentences and actually make them shorter and make individuals who are sentenced to life in prison eligible for parole. This was their best chance, Markey, to your point. But there also lies the clemency proceeding, which is up to the governor of California. And the governor has pretty much sole discretion. And whatever the parole board finds will be a factor. So the resentencing hearing and the clemency petition, those are the most likely paths to succeed for the Menendez brothers. So there's still an opportunity for release.
And people all across the world are tuning in to this today and tomorrow to see what comes of it. Misty Marris, I'm sure we'll have you back on soon to debrief. Thank you so much, as always. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Marky.
Yeah.